me, kiss and touch and hug and rub me. I be wild and I got problems still with niggas from the bottom, but I'm really hella loyal, hella patient, even though niggas be testing my patience. Every day giving you all of my time. I get away when we fuss and we fight. You turn your back and don't pay me no mind. So when I go wake up, please don't act all surprised.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, I just want to say hey and thank you for, watching my video. If you're new and you just happen to come across this video, hey, thank you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Well, by the title of this channel, you guys already know that I'm going to be telling you my labor and delivery story. I know I'm late. I know I'm late, about 3 months late, obviously, because my son is 3 months years old. Ooh, 3 months old, 3 months years old. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna just get right into the story because everybody wanna know. That's what you're here for, right? Either that or you're just my friend and you're watching this video because you're my friend and you support me. Anyway, so boom. Alright guys, so I'm about to just get right into the story. My hair is so messed up underneath this. Like, I washed it the other day, and when you got natural hair and you wash it, that should go crazy. Like, I don't want to take this off. Gotta find something to do with it because I gotta go to work tomorrow. But whatever the case may be, trust me, honey, y'all do not want to see what's under this. Yeah, don't. But anyway, was doing some Gray's laundry, and I figured why not take this opportunity to sit down and tell you my story because, like I said, it's long overdue. Alright, so boom. Let's start with turning this TV down because I'm watching Aladdin. Alright, so we're going to start with September 9th. That was a Wednesday. Yeah, alright, so boom. September 9th, right? I had my doctor's appointment September 9th. And I was supposed to get induced September 12th, which was a Saturday. So September 9th, I go to my doctor's appointment. Also went to go take a COVID test because they wanted me to take the COVID test 3 days before I got induced. So I was supposed to take the COVID test. Basically, I went September 9th to take the COVID test as well as my doctor's appointment. Knock out 2 birds at one time, right? So that's what I did. And boom. I took the COVID test. The COVID test was a drive-through thing, right? And they did both my nostrils. Like, literally, he went up both my nostrils, right? So I'm sitting in my car. They do all the, the paperwork, blah, blah, what you're here for, why you want to get it, do you have any symptoms, all that, right? Let them know that I'm getting induced, got a procedure on Saturday, and I need it 3 days before. So they get right to it, go to the window, stick the thing up one of my nose. It hurts. Y'all don't, if you had a COVID test, y'all know. Like, they go all up in that shit, and no. So, they did both my nostrils. And then, guess what? This, I'm not even gonna say that, but he dropped the sample. Yes, he dropped the fucking sample on the floor. And we had to redo it. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, you cannot be serious right now. But he dropped it. And then we had to do it again. So he was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, like, don't be sorry. Like, so when he did it again, he was like, I could do only one nostril, but I'm gonna have to go deeper. No, because y'all went deep the first time. Imagine you doing it one time deeper. Hell no. I was just like, hurry up, get this over with, let's go. So then we did that sample. Boom, it was done. He didn't drop it this time. I made sure of that. Well, I couldn't make sure of it, but he made sure he didn't drop it this time because he already know he fucked up the first time. So it was done. All right. Oh yeah, also at my doctor's appointment, I was 38 weeks and 5 days, I believe. 38 weeks and 4 days. I was 38 weeks and 4 days at this doctor's appointment. Whatever the case may be, I was 38 weeks. I don't remember how many days it was. Whatever, it was been 3 months ago. And I asked for a membrane sweep. Cause y'all know, if y'all had a baby before, y'all know when y'all get to the last month, that shit drags. And it was dragging. I was ready. I was uncomfortable. He was kicking a lot. I was ready for his ass to get out. So I asked for a membrane sweep and they gave it to me September 9th. So when I get the membrane sweep, he was like, oh, sometimes this don't work. You may start contracting, or you may start contracting, or you may not start contracting, whatever the case may be. We're just going to see if it works. I get home that day. I'm talking to Reef, and I think this is so funny because Reef works 2 jobs and he had to go to both his jobs on September 10th, that Thursday. And he was just like, oh, I hope your water breaks because I don't want to go to work. And I was like, okay, you know, yeah, you know, whatever. So September 10th comes and Reef went to work. And it's 7:37. I called him because he had to clock in at around 7:30. So I'm pretty sure I called him at 7:37, FaceTime him, because anybody that know me know I don't call on a regular phone. I don't like regular phone calls. And I barely text. It's a FaceTime. If you don't FaceTime me, then we're not really speaking. And that's on everything. Like, seriously. I'm a FaceTimer. So I FaceTime him. I know he can't pick up because he's at work. But you know, my FaceTime call is a, hey, call me back type of thing. I don't send you a text message saying call me back or call me. It's literally I FaceTime you, you see that missed call, and you call back. That's it. So I FaceTimed him, and he called me right back. No. I FaceTimed him, but then I sent him the text message because I remember the day before I said I was going to send him a text message saying, yo, my water broke. It's about that time or something like that. And that's exactly what I did. So he calls back and he's like, yo, you got to wait because somebody had to like relieve him or whatever. But that was fine with me because when I called my doctor, I was like, yeah, I'm going to take a shower, wait for my boyfriend to come home and do all that. And it was just like, you know, take your time. It's fine. I was only 2 centimeters dilated anyway the day before when I went to the doctor. So it wasn't, you know, I guess it wasn't a rush or whatever. But she was like, yeah, take your time, go do whatever, right? So Reef finally gets home. He's excited. I'm excited. My water did break. For anybody that didn't have a water break, I could explain as best as I can what it felt like. It was I was just laying in the bed and it felt like I was peeing on myself, but I couldn't stop it. I couldn't stop it at all. You know, like when you try to stop your pee but you couldn't control it. So I went to the bathroom. Yeah, I went to the bathroom. I sat on the toilet. I peed, wiped myself. I got up and it was a gush that still came out. Not a big gush, but it was still leaking. So of course, in preparation of having this baby, I had like these big ass poise pads, like the size 6 ones, and I put one of those on after I took a shower and everything. And when we get there, yeah, I put a poise pads on, and that was it. We was on our way. I put on a dress and stopped at Chick-fil-A because I know damn well they was gonna let me eat. So I was like, let me take this opportunity to eat something right now. Stopped at Chick-fil-A, stopped at the gas station, trying to get some snacks for Reef because I was trying to explain to him we might be there all day and you gonna need to eat. And then after he's born, we're there 2 days later, so you need some snacks. But he wasn't with that. He was just like, we gotta go. So we get to the hospital. I tell him my water break and they put me in triage, but Reef was not allowed to come in because of COVID. So he had to stay in the waiting room. I was in the triage room and they was like, okay, we're gonna give you a COVID test. I was like, whoa, hold up. No, we're not, because I took one yesterday. And they was like, oh, you did? You took one yesterday? And I was like, yes, I did. And he dropped my sample. Pretty much I told everybody he dropped my sample. That's how pissed off I was. I let everybody know that whoever did my COVID test dropped my sample. So she was like, let me call down to the lab, see if they have it, they could rush it, whatever the case may be. I don't know what time it was by then, but you know what? I'm pretty sure I have a clip in my phone. I do have video clips on my phone, so I'm gonna add those in. Yeah, so I'm gonna add those in. So if I have a clip, it's gonna probably come in like right now. So they have us in this triage room. It's really small. We're just waiting for actually I'm gonna flip the camera, hold on. Yeah, so I'm strapped up now. My water definitely did break, so we're definitely getting admitted today. I'm just waiting for my COVID results to come back. I took the COVID test yesterday because I was supposed to get induced on Saturday, but my water broke today, so we're here. And so they're just gonna try to rush the COVID results from the 3 days it was supposed to be till today. And then from the COVID results, I believe we'll go into our room. So that's what we're waiting for. They're gonna assess me, ask me all the questions before they let Reef come into the room and hang out with me. So, you know, it's so exciting. Oh my gosh. But I forgot my iPad, I forgot my tripod, I forgot my camera.
it was just so like, oh my gosh, my water broke. I wasn't expecting my water to break, because on Google, you know, it says that many people water don't break, like 80% of the people, that pregnant people, water don't break. So wasn't expecting it to break, but it broke. So here we are now, just waiting for baby Gray. I can say his name because by the time y'all see this, y'all gonna know his name already. So yes, it's Gray Brown. His heart, y'all can hear his heart beating in the background. So excited. I'll keep you guys updated.
So yeah, so when the triage came, depending on if I explain this part in the clip or not, I'm not even too sure. So like I said, depending on if I explain this part in the clip or not, I was in the triage room. We waited for my COVID test, then we could come in. When my COVID test came, you know, they ran the test. Oh, when I went to the triage room, this is something I didn't want to miss either. When I went to the triage room, I had to go to the bathroom before they put me in a gown and strapped me up with the monitors and stuff. So I go to the bathroom, and when I go to pee, my mucus plug is literally on my plaid. So I didn't even know that your water could break before your mucus plug come up, because your mucus plug is supposed to be the thing that actually plugs it in to hold the water in or whatever. But yeah, my mucus plug was literally on my plaid. So I threw the pad away, and my dumb ass didn't bring any more, but it doesn't even matter because, again, I was already in the hospital, so they was gonna make me take everything off anyway. So I get back in there, and my COVID test came back negative, so we was allowed to go into the other room, and then Reef was allowed to come. So if I had COVID, he couldn't come. They didn't test him. They didn't care if he had COVID and was giving this shit to me and my baby. They only cared if I had COVID and was giving it to him, which makes no fucking sense. But whatever, my doctor, my insurance. You know.
Hey guys, so I'm back. My COVID test came back negative, so they're setting up our room now, and they're gonna move me from this triage room, this little room here, into the actual room that, you know, the magic happens where the baby comes. So we're just waiting for them to set up the room and the nurses to come and move me. And then we're going to go get Reef, and we all could go into the room and we could get this baby process started. I'm having a baby. Oh my gosh. I'm having a baby. And look at my hair. I got box braids so my hair won't look a mess when I go into delivery. And guess what? They look a mess when I'm going into delivery, but it's not as bad as what it would look like without these braids. So I'm 100% okay with that. My water's still leaking. I just came back from the bathroom. The thing is still leaking slowly. No gush of liquid, but it is leaking very slowly. And I guess when we get into the room, I'll show you an overview of the room and how our room look and how we're going to set everything up. But right now, this feeling that's coming out of my vagina is just horrible. I do not miss it. Like, I do not miss having a period, because ladies, y'all know this feeling. I do not miss this nasty feeling at all. And I don't got no drawers on, so it's just so ill. This is like, I changed my own towel here because I went to the bathroom. I came back in. I threw my towel in the soys. I grabbed another one because I knew it was. And I was like, I changed my towel because, So let's just see. We're about to move into the other room, though. And then I'll get back to you guys.
So, yeah. We went to the second room, which is the room we was going to deliver the baby in. And, again, it was 3 months ago, so I'm not too sure what I have clips of. But if I have a clip of that, it's going to come in, like, right now.
Here's my bed. My favorite blanket.
She told me to steal all the bottles and all the Pampers.
But this is where the baby gonna come out. As soon as he come out, they're gonna put him here.
I'm cold.
So in the second room, check this. It's nice, you know, regular room, bed, couch, the little incubator thingy. I call it an incubator. I'm not even sure if it's an incubator, but you know, the little thing they put the baby on with the light and weigh him and stuff like that. If you have a baby, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I'm pretty sure it's in the clip that I just showed. And so now it was just a waiting game. We was waiting for baby Gray to come. yeah, I'm staring at him because he's sleeping in his crib right now. So cute, cutest thing ever. So yeah, so we was waiting for baby Gray to come, and oh, check this. I thought I was a boss. I was only 2 centimeters dilated. I didn't dilate none since the day before, and my water broke or whatever. But I thought, yo, I thought I was doing it. I was on the phone. I was talking to my mom, FaceTiming everybody. I'm like, yo,
Hey y'all, I'm still looking crazy. I'm in bed. It's 4:41 p.m. September 10th, and this little boy's still not here. They haven't checked me, so I don't really have an update as to how far I actually dilated since I got here this morning. But I can say I am having contractions. They're coming a little more intense, but it's not nothing that's making me go, you know, nothing too crazy. I'm just here. So I'm gonna do another video right after the next checkup, whenever they decide they're gonna check up on me and to see if I'm dilated or whatever. They did end up giving me some medicine, some buccal medicine that goes inside my cheeks that's supposed to help with contractions. But I'm be honest, I don't even know if it works. I'm so bored in here. I'm bored and I'm hungry. But they do have good movies. I watched Avengers Endgame, and now I'm watching Hobbs and Shaw. And it's about to be the end of that too. So what's that, a good 5-6 hours that I just been sitting here watching TV. Haven't been checked yet. They didn't come in and check on me. They just keep coming because my monitor keep moving, but I'll be fine from then. All right, I'll check to you guys later and give you guys an update. Hey guys, I don't know where my last update was, but the time is now, I think it's like 7:30ish, 7:40ish. From the last time they checked, I was still 2 centimeters dilated. I didn't get anywhere. It's horrible. They started me on the Pitocin. They raised it up twice already before I can have stronger contractions. But I don't know, because to me, I feel them. They are getting more intense, but it doesn't hurt enough for me to be like, oh my gosh, it's hurting. So I'm not too sure of where the contractions are going. Thank you. So just laying here now, waiting for some stronger contractions so this baby could come. Hopefully sometime soon or sometime today.
Contractions do not hurt. They feel like period cramps. It's nothing, whatever, right? So they end up giving me Pitocin. I think that's what it's called. If I'm saying it wrong, do not judge me. But they end up giving me Pitocin, and you know, that's basically what they use to induce you. So they're trying to increase the contraction so that way I could be dilated more. And again, these cramps, I was doing it, you know what I mean? They ain't hurt, nothing. It felt like period cramps. It was nothing. Contractions, nothing. I had it. It was light work, whatever, right? So I'm on a FaceTime. I remember this part. I'm on FaceTime with my mom and my sister, and they like, you know, oh, you got this, you could do it. And I'm like, yeah, mom, these things don't hurt. And then they're telling Sharif, they was like, when the contractions really start hitting, do not let her hold your hand and do not let her get the epidural. Boom, right there. I did not think I was gonna get the epidural. Everybody that know me, that spoke to me, and when I told y'all I was going natural, I was like, I'm not gonna get no epidural. That thing gonna hurt my back. Child, that first contraction hit while I was on FaceTime with my mother and my sister. Undescribable. If you haven't been through it, I can't even describe that shit to you. Like, there's no way, literally no way we can describe that. Like, it's just crazy. All I remember was, I want the epidural. That's it. That's all I remember saying. I wanted the epidural. But then, guess what? Guess what happened right after that? When them crazy contractions hit, guess what happened right after that? I had to take a shit. Yes, I had to take a shit. So I'm telling the nurse, I'm like, yo, I got a shit. I'm gonna shit. She like, no, that's the baby. The baby is coming. Don't push. And I'm like, nurse, I have to shit. And she was like, okay, let me just... She was doing something, measuring my baby, the monitors or whatever, and I'm sitting here like, yo, I have to shit. And I guess with the urgency, she really swore that the baby was coming, so she wanted to monitor even more. And I'm like, yo, take these monitors off of me. I need to go to the bathroom. So finally she finished doing what she was doing. I got to the bathroom, contractions is hitting, and these are the shits that hurt now. The ones that's like, I want the epidural contractions. It wasn't those I got it contractions. They like period cramps. They like period cramps contractions. It wasn't those. It was them, oh no honey, what we're not about to do is this. It was those type of contractions. So I'm in the bathroom taking a shit and having contractions at the same time, and that shit did not feel good at all. I was like, whoa. People do this shit more than once. Like, people really have more than one kid and they go through this more than once. And some people go through it without an epidural. Hell no. And I'm still only like 2 centimeters dilated. Nope, not me, not eyes of the cat. It wasn't me. I kept calling for that epidural, so I was taking a shit. Reef is so nice though. I'm not even gonna bring him up in here because he really don't like his business out there. And that's another reason why I didn't really record, because he wanted it. He didn't want me to. He just wanted it to be a little intimate moment between him and him, but him and the baby or whatever. So I get to tell the story, but I didn't record it or whatever, which I'm kind of glad I didn't record it. I liked the way it happened. But yeah, so I'm in the bathroom, whatever. I finish. I start throwing up too. I remember I was throwing up, but I'm not sure if I threw up in the bathroom. Yes, I did, because I was throwing up, taking a shit, and having contractions at the same time. Horrible, horrible feeling. And I was hungry, and all they kept giving me was fucking ice chips. Like, I understand I like ice, I'm an ice chewer, but I was hungry. Ain't nobody want no fucking ice chips. But then as soon as I got out, then I was like, yo, did you call the anesthesiologist? And she's like, you just asked me for the epidural. Well, like, hurry that shit up. Like, what are you talking about? I asked for the epidural before I got to the bathroom. You should have called them niggas. They should have been here. I was that pissed. Like, I wanted the epidural so bad. Boom, epidural person came, and it was 2 of them. And I think this nigga was training somebody. So he was like, oh, feel right here, feel right here. Do you feel it? Do you feel it? And I'm like, motherfucker, you know what? I'm one of those people that, you know, I'm okay with healthcare workers training on me. Like, I want somebody to get the experience, and I want to give them the good experience. I'm not one of those that be like, oh my God, no, don't train on me. Because, you know, that's the career path they chose, and they need to start somewhere. So I'm okay with people training on me. Like, I honestly have no problem with it. But, you know, get it done. So they stuck me the first time, and they missed. I'm pretty sure they missed, because I remember trying not to jump. And then imagine trying to stay still with those contractions. I'm saying, like I said so many times before, if you had a baby, you understand. Trying to stay still and have those type of contractions hurt. They put you on the side of the bed. They tell you to hold the pillow right here and tell you do not move. But when you have a contraction, those shits hurt. You want to move. All I want to do is, you know, but whatever. And then so they did it again, and he was like, oh, tell me what you feel. So now this time my left side was numb and my right side wasn't. So I'm like, I feel on my right side, but I can't feel on my left. So they was like, okay. They do something again, boom, it's numb. I'm more numb on my left side than I am on my right. So they kept telling me when I have a contraction, I'm gonna feel the pressure, but I won't feel the pain. I didn't feel none of that shit. I felt a little bit on the right side, but nothing on the left. And then they gave me a continuous drip. He said every 15 minutes I could click the button and it would come in. No matter how many times I click the button, only 1 dose would come out every 15 minutes. So, but if I don't click the button within the 15 minutes, nothing would come out, and the numbness will wear off a little bit. So I was clicking away, but I was falling asleep too. So after the epidural came, life was beautiful. Life was beautiful, I tell you. Like, I didn't feel nothing. I was sleeping. I wasn't hungry, none of that, right? So then I remember the last time they checked me, I was like 4 centimeters. So I was sleeping, doing the epidural. She kept turning the medicine up because it's like, yo, you can't feel nothing now. Let's get this baby out or whatever. So the doctor come in, and he comes to check me. And, you know, he puts his little finger up there. And he's like, oh, your baby's ready. And I'm like, what? And then a whole bunch of nurses started coming in. So I'm like, yo, what kind of secret service shit y'all got? Like, you just said this shit. Why nurses coming in here? And he's all like, they seen it on the monitor. Like, your baby is coming. And I'm like, oh, wow. So he's sitting on the side of the bed. No gown, no nothing. Just sitting there. He's like, do me a favor. Next contraction, you're going to have to give me a push just to see, you know, how well this stuff is going to go. So I'm like, okay, but I can't feel contractions, so you're going to have to tell me when it's coming. So he sits there. When a contraction come, he's like, all right, push. So I pushed, and he was like, oh, that was a good one. I went from like a -2 to like a 0 or a 1. I don't know what that means. but I know it was good because that mean like I pushed really good and the baby was coming. So then he was like, oh, it's time. And Reef was like, damn, like he literally had just put on his pajama pants and got on that couch and was ready to go to sleep. And then his baby decided to come. At this point, I think it has to be like 12 something in the morning. So they getting ready, they putting on their gowns, they moving the bottom side of the table, putting the things up so I could put my legs up, and bringing all the sterilized things in, getting everything ready. And I'm having another contraction, so the doctor goes, another contraction, give me a push, but still they're still not ready. So I pushed again, and he's like, oh, that's good, that's good. Reef is holding my legs, and I'm hot as hell, and I'm just like, I'm hot, I'm hot, I'm hot. So Reef gets an ice pack and he wraps it up in a tissue and puts it on my head. Reef is doing so much. He had so many jobs at that moment. He had to hold my leg up, he had to hold my hand, because I was like I wasn't in pain, but it was just like, oh my gosh, you know this is happening. He had to put ice pack on my head. Like, he was just doing a lot. And then Reef goes and he peeks and he goes, oh, I see his hair. And I'm like, you see his hair? He's like, yes, yes. So after the second push, they was finally ready, like had everything ready, everything set. Now they just standing up waiting for another contraction. So another contraction come and boom, my baby is here. I pushed 3 times. I pushed 3 times, and then they just like put him right on me, and my face was like you not gonna clean him? Like, I don't know why, that was my first thought. But they just like put him on me, and he wasn't crying at all. So I'm just like, yo, my baby's not crying, what's wrong with him? My baby's not crying. They was like, nothing's wrong, nothing's wrong. I think I have a picture of them when they put it straight on me. And then they was gonna cut the umbilical cord, and I was like, wait, I need a picture. And Reef refused to take a picture, so I refused to let them do anything. I was like, yo, I am not going to miss this moment. Oh no, I said that when I was pushing. Before I did my last push, I didn't want to push again because Reef didn't want to take a picture, and I was like, I'm not gonna miss this moment. That's exactly what I told him. I was like, I'm not pushing, I am not going to miss this moment. So the nurse took my phone and started taking pictures. So when he came out and put him right on me, the nurse captured that, and you'll see my face. It was just like I'm gonna put that picture in like somewhere around here. And yeah, then we got Reef cut the umbilical cord. They did all the other fancy stuff, and you know, I'm doing this because, you know, they took the squeezer thing and they was taking it out his nose, out his mouth, and they put him in a little incubator thing, and then that was it. My baby was here. And then they just standing there. I felt like they were just standing there looking at my pussy or whatever. And then I'm like, what we waiting for? They was like, oh, we waiting for your placenta to come. And I'm like, y'all need me to push? And they like, no, your placenta's gonna come out on its own. And I was like, well, how long? And they was like, oh, it could take any minute between 5 to 20 minutes. Nigga, like, you on my feet standing up here for 15-20 minutes? Like, a nigga tired. But it didn't take that long. It came out, and I didn't have no tears, so I didn't need any stitches. And then that was it. Then they moved us into our other room, which I am going to, I think I got a clip of that too, so I'm gonna put that clip like somewhere around here too. I think I have a clip of the other room and my baby Gray. Okay, so we in our second room. That's baby daddy's bed. I'm still bed bound because I had an epidural, but Reef is in the shower right now. That's where that is. This is me right here, and I don't want to shine light on baby, but he's here too. And yeah, we had a baby. We had a baby. Yeah, so he was born September 11th at 12:59. We kept saying 1 a.m. but they was like, no, it's 12:59. And it was like, no, that's just basically 1 a.m. But apparently you can't round, so he was born at 12:59. At 12:59, September 11th, he was 7 pounds, 11 ounces, 21 inches long. So he was 7'11" or 9'11". Lucky numbers. Go play that. Tell him Kay sent you. Yeah, so then, you know, he took a shit. My baby literally took a shit. He peed. He was giving us good diapers and all that. So they let us come home the next day. So we came home September 12th, the very next day. And you know, they discharged us, gave us all the information that we needed and whatnot. And when I got home, I had a fucking headache. I had a really, really bad headache. And yo, when I tell you that shit was horrible, it was so horrible I couldn't stand it. It only felt better when I was laying down. So like by day 3, when we came home, Gray was 3 days old. I had to go to the emergency room because my headache was that bad I could barely see. Like I was dizzy, I couldn't walk. And when I get there, you know, he tell me what it is. Basically, my spinal fluid was leaking from the epidural, and it was giving me the bad headaches. So they gave me like some fluids and was giving me Tylenol, and they was trying to admit me so that way they could get like a blood patch done, but I refused. I was like, yo, I have a 3-day-old baby at home, like a brand new baby, and y'all want me to stay in the hospital? Like, are you dumb? And by this time I was trying to breastfeed, but that didn't work. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, like I'm just like, are you dumb? Like, no, I'm going home. So he was like, oh, I could let you go home if you could walk up and down this hallway without help and without being dizzy, because the headache was that bad. I couldn't see, I couldn't walk. It was horrible. So after the fluids, after Tylenol, I did it. It was still hurting, like I still had a headache, but I walked home and I got home. When I got home, I was still having these headaches. So the next day I was sitting up. Most of the day I just wanted to lay down because it only felt better when I was laying down. And then I guess when Gray was 5 days old, I went back to the hospital. But this time I already knew because the doctor already told me what it was. So I already told them like what it was. They were trying to give me fluids and medicine, and I'm like, yo, scratch that. I don't want none of that. I'm not about to sit in this emergency room that long. I know exactly what I need. Call the anesthesiologist and tell them I need a blood patch. And they're like, oh, okay, so you don't want no medicine? I'm like, no, I don't want no medicine. I don't want no fluid. I already know what I need. I need a blood patch. So they called upstairs to the anesthesiologist, and the anesthesiologist was like, yo, we'll take her tomorrow. Tell her to come in tomorrow, you know, come straight to our unit and we'll get her done. So they was like, okay, we spoke to, you know, they basically told me what the anesthesiologist said, and I left. Thank God, because they would have had me on fluids for mad long. Like I didn't need any of that. So then I went home. The very next day, it was like 7:30 my appointment. I went. Reef dropped me off. I told him to come with me because they said I want to go get the blood patch. So Reef came with me. He stayed. He dropped me off. We did it. What the blood patch is, they take some blood out of my arm and they inserted it into my spine, and that shit hurt so bad. It was like the worst pain. I can't say it was the worst pain because the contraction, that real contraction that I felt, was the worst shit I felt. But it was bad, and you can see it on the monitor. So they basically do the same thing they do with the epidural. They feel for the right lumbar or whatever scientific shit that they be looking for, and then they have a camera as well. So I was laying down on like an operating table on a pillow with my booty up so they could be on my back, had my arm like this laying down, and then there was a nurse laying down on the floor underneath me. He had to draw my blood upside down, but they had to wait. So they had stuck the IV in, and then he couldn't draw the blood until they was ready with my spine, because it was like an immediate transaction. It was like, pull the blood, put the blood. It was immediate. Like they couldn't have it in touch no air or anything. So when they did that, once they put it in, I felt it, because again, they numbed me, but it wasn't no epidural. Like I still felt the shit. Like they numbed me though. Like they put the little needles around to numb me, but I still felt it, and it did not feel good. And then after that, like they rolled me onto another table and let me lay there for a while. When I got up, the headaches was gone though, but I couldn't walk. I thought I was gonna be able to walk, but I couldn't walk. Like they stuck it in my spine, so my spine couldn't freaking move at all. So I was walking all stiff like it was the worst. So then they waited for a wheelchair. They wheelchaired me down, and then I came home. I couldn't even hold my baby. But yeah. And I'm gonna be completely honest, as horrible as them contractions felt, as horrible as that epidural felt and them headaches, if I was to have another baby, the first thing I'm gonna say is give me an epidural. Like, are you dumb? I'm not having those contractions again. I don't care what kind of people say they real women, they're gonna give birth without it. Honey, just because you take the pain does not make you a real woman. Honey, let me tell you, because I ain't doing that shit to myself. I don't care. I mean, after some time, you completely forget about the pain, but I know that it hurt, and I know I'm not doing that shit again. And that's just it. So, my baby is waking up. I don't know if y'all hear him in the background, a little crying, so I gotta go. But thank you for watching my video. And again, if you're new here, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, because 2021 I'm coming with the hits, with the bangers. I'm gonna start taking my YouTube serious, and I'm gonna just start like making some good quality content for you guys, because I mean, it is what it is. That's what I want to do. I want to record the shit that I do anyway. So I got a lot of shit planned for 2021, so just hit that subscribe button and look out for me, you heard? And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for watching my video again. Thank you for being loyal. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for subscribing, and I'm gonna see you guys in my next video.